The following podcast is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Nobody's listening, no. Nobody's listening, no. Nobody wants to hear them speak. Nobody's listening, no. Nobody's listening. Nobody wants to hear them speak. Nobody wants to hear them speak. Nobody wants to hear them speak.
Thank you for downloading, streaming, or however it is that you listen to the Not Listening podcast. I am Adam, you are?
Well,
You are?
Ash.
And welcome to part one of a 2-episode extravaganza.
That's a stupid thing to say.
Ah, you told me to say it.
You can get to say whatever you want.
Not everything. What should I say next, Will? Welcome along, everybody.
Yeah, I'll do.
Yeah, right. Welcome along, everybody. Today we're going to do something exciting. We did this once before.
It's a really exciting.
Well, exciting for me.
Okay.
Sometimes you've got to sell things. You know what I mean?
I
You've got to oversell, haven't you?
It's a matter of perspective, isn't it?
It is. Like, I mean, anyone listens to this, they know what they're in for. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, they're not going in there expecting it to be the funniest thing in the world. It's just like, they just listen to it and they're like, oh, I started, I'll finish.
Yeah. Mastermind.
I love our OCD podcast listeners. They have to keep listening.
It's like the only reason we still have listeners.
Yeah. If I don't listen, then something will happen to my family.
Basically, I think we've got two forms of listener. You've got the
listeners.
OCD and the lazy.
Right.
So you've got the OCD, which one, just in case a good episode comes up, they've got to listen. The lazy ones, it just comes on in their feed. It's like, these guys, I can't be bothered to skip it.
Yeah, I forgot I subscribed to
I've got
this.
to delete this shit at some point.
Well, at least it's only 20 minutes long and it's not fucking 2 hours like it used to be.
Yeah.
Back in the Oddcast days.
And it's not out as often either.
Well, that was when we were recording weekly.
I thought it was guys that died.
Back when there were no children, there's 4 kids between the three.
I tell you what, though,
Every Tuesday night, just massive piss up.
weekends, Sundays quite often.
Sometimes Sundays.
back in the day, like with podcasting, when we started podcasting, and you know, we used to have friends of like who used to podcast around the world, or we used to have a little Podgods network thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They all did the same. There'd be a weekly thing. Everyone got really into it, and then you just watched one by one. They just disappeared. And just disappeared. Some of them got divorced and shit. So it was like, wow. This is
Was
Yeah,
that
that
please tell me that was the Married Life
It
podcast.
It was.
It was.
So all that happened, and then so, like even like I look at 7 Days a Geek. You know, last podcast standing with Angry Ginger.
Right.
Even I watch them. That he keeps having big breaks because they're busy with stuff. We're getting old, man. We're adulting. That's what it is. Adulting.
Is that a
I don't know that is
It's
a
a
word.
new. It's a term. Will
Okay.
just because you don't fucking watch E. E Entertainment with an exclamation mark.
Oh, is that like...
Oh, that channel.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've
I
never
always-
Anyway, before we get into anything,
I always
stupid,
pronounced it, eh?
Eh? We're going to do something we did before, where we come up with a movie title because we'd like to think we're quite creative here. I'm probably more creative than you two. Actually, saying that, Will's very creative,
Thanks.
but he's creative. He's creative in a certain way.
Get out of my house.
Ash, you know what, mate? I'm going to back that up because the last time we did this, you come up with the most insane idea for a movie that involved yogurts.
Did I? I can't remember.
Yes.
Can you remember what the subject of the movie title was
I
last
think
time?
it was something to do. What we did, we picked up, made a fake movie title up. We had to come up with a synopsis.
The
who was
milkman
starting.
only knocks once or
That's
something.
it. Yeah, the milkman only knocks once, and then yours was something to do with yogurt bazookas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right, okay.
Oh, this one's not as mad
That-
as that.
Yeah.
Hang on. Sorry, going back, yogurt bazookas. I think Sigmund Freud would be quite interested in that.
Probably.
It was saying it's. You can
My
find it.
therapist never heard about
you
it.
can still
See,
find.
when you talk about the yogurt bazooka, I think you're actually referring to your mother.
Ooh.
what I'll probably do then is that I'll
Did
find.
she breastfeed you from a distance?
Oh, for fuck's sake! What I'll probably do, I'll find that episode and I'll put a link in with all the description in case anybody wants to go back and listen to that. All right.
I do now.
Tim Burton's Yogzuka. That's what it was called. Tim Burton's Yogzuka. Anyway, yeah, so we come up with a fake movie title. I put it out there on Facebook and Twitter now, and we've got some responses
Is
back.
it definitely a fake title? I didn't
Well,
even
no,
look up.
it probably isn't, to be fair. I mean, there's loads of movies made about, but this is one that I just come up with on the spot, and we were going to make up what the synopsis of this movie would be. So I would tell you one, Ash would tell you one, Will would tell you one, and then we've got some that were sent in by the listeners. And what we do, we make this a two-parter. So this episode, you'll hear Ash's and mine, and in the next episode, you'll hear Will's and everybody else that decided to let me know what theirs was. You right there? Will, you
I was
try
just
and look at it?
Googling the title.
It's quite an open phrase, to be fair.
Not really, because it's normally winter, not summer.
That's true. That's probably where I got it from.
Yeah.
Anyway, the title of the fake movie that I come up with was...
Bom, 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 bom.
Well, you've already put it out on Facebook anyway.
That's true, yeah. Going South for the Summer.
And it's probably something to do with the episode title as well.
Yeah.
Maybe. Going South for the Summer. So Going South for the Summer, there you go. Open title. Could mean anything. Could be anything, really, couldn't it?
Could be.
Could be a movie about a bear raping Leonardo DiCaprio.
Shit, that's my idea.
Yeah, that's The Revenant. It could be about two people dancing and singing along in Hollywood. It'd be La La Land.
Have you seen that?
I have seen La La Land.
Is it any good?
Not going to talk about it. I loved it.
Not going to talk about it.
Loved it. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Because that's up for...
I don't know why. I felt really cagey about it. It's like I don't want to talk about it because I feel like if I talk about it, people will tell me it isn't good. And I'll be like, don't tell me it isn't good. I liked it. I loved it.
Well, I feel the same about other films.
Right, okay. So, we'll start with you, Ash.
Okie dokie.
Mr.
pressure,
Ash. Right,
but-
so we're going to make it do it this way, right? Me and Will, we are the producers of this film. You're pitching this idea to us, right? This is our studio. This is your only shot to get this movie made, right? We are like the Weinstein brothers. We're both quite big. We've got loads of
you are
money.
big.
One's angrier than the other. So you got to please at least one of us. So you got a 50% chance this film is going to fail. Right?
Oh, good.
So you got to pitch your idea to us, right? We've given you a title, Going South for the Summer. What you got for us, Ash?
So can you tell me, Mr. Sun, what is the premise behind your film idea?
Right, sorry, what accent's that?
I'm South African.
Okay, right. I'm just going to talk normally.
We're going to go for the Sundance Film Festival.
Sundance.
Yeah, I think this one would only be able to be in the Sundance Film Festival.
Okay,
Why?
You're not really selling it to me
It's
here.
going to be... It's
Is that
gonna
a
be
joke?
comedy.
Was you trying to be a joke? Because Sundance and Summer, you're trying to make a joke? Right, try and be funny, Ash. You're trying to sell it.
This
Sell
is going to be a comedy.
Sell us your personality as well, man. Come
Oh,
on.
good.
This is a job interview.
I'll get change out of a fiver.
Right.
You would. You would. I'm sure the actors will be lining up to play the parts, especially the ones that I've got lined up for this.
Right, you give us ideas, Ash. Go for it, man. Come on.
So what it's going to be based on is it's going to be a group of oldies who get bored in their nursing home.
Do you mean old people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Old people in
Old
a nursing
people
home.
in a
Okay,
nursing home.
I'm there. I can see it.
In the UK, in Southend-on-Sea.
Southend.
Right, I can see it.
A place that the kings and queens of England used to go on holiday before
Okay.
they developed EasyJet.
I'm not familiar with Southend-on-Sea. Could you please tell me a little bit more about the place?
It's not the best place in the world. It's
your
got
opinion.
Casinos and lots of people drive up and down the boulevard thing, Esplanade, I think it is,
And they
in
actually,
cars going over speed
they
bumps.
actually filmed one scene for Fast and the Furious, I want to say 6, on Southend Seafront.
That sounds very nice.
There's lots of clubs there, and it's an interesting place.
Okay. So
God,
you
don't
set
you-
the scene nicely. Thank you,
fucking
Mr.
smashed. So what it is the oldies, they want to do one last fling because they're bored.
When you say fling, is that as in an extramarital affair?
They could have some of that as well, but yeah, their wives are dead. It's going to be based around 4 guys.
Okay, so is this a bucket list kind of scenario?
It starts off as that, and it all goes a bit Pete Tong.
Pete
Oh.
Tong, could you explain to me who is Pete Tong? Is he one of the actors?
No, he's not. It all goes a little bit awry. shall we
Okay.
say.
You're making this very difficult for us.
Yes, he is. He
He's
is.
squirming. The squirm.
So,
Adam, don't think I'm going to be easier on you.
It's never fucking easy.
I'll give you. I'll give you the cast that I've got in mind for it.
Okay, that
So,
would be
The
interesting.
lead character is going to be Alan Ford.
Alan Ford.
Yes.
Bricktop from
Bricktop
from Snatch.
from Snatch.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
he's going
and
to be playing
Cockneys
his-
versus Zombies, he has a nursing home pedigree.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes. So he's done this thing before, but he's going to be more the Bricktop character.
Sure, you know he might be. I don't want to be fucking typecast.
Yeah, he will be.
I don't want to be fucking typecast. All right, Ash.
Well, with your backing, I'll be
Feed
able,
him to
I'll
the
be able to pay him loads of money.
Fucking pig. Kill the fucking gypsies, will ya?
There's no pigs in this. Oh, actually, there could be.
Fucking
We could write one in.
pigs.
Yep. So and then I'm going to have Ben Kingsley as well because he plays a very good
Old man.
old man and on drugs and all of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah,
he's
Oscar
good at
Oscar winner. There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, we
Yeah.
could have him. Yeah.
Going to have Michael Caine as well.
How the
because-
fuck did I know Michael Caine was going to be in it? He's like the go-to old man, isn't he?
Oh yes.
Yeah. If Bob Hoskins was still alive, I bet he'd be on your fucking list, wouldn't
Yeah,
he?
probably. But I've got Harry Enfield as well.
Oh, okay. A bit of comedy.
So we had a bit of English comedy in there.
Okay, that seems like a reasonable selection.
That's going to be the four main characters.
I have
I'm
to
happy with
assume that shooting will be on a tight schedule because Alan Ford is 78 years old and the others are no spring chickens.
Yes, we'll have to do it really quickly just in case one of them pops his clogs. They might
Okay.
get overexcited while they do it. as well.
Couple of stunt doubles, maybe.
Yeah, but we can dress up some young.
Well, if Alan Ford dies halfway through making a movie, we just do what they did with Oliver Reed and just sort of make his face
Pickle
out.
him in
We
alcohol.
can stick a couple of cats together and then. We'll
No,
replace
we'd be
them.
all right. We've got digital effects. We can make another Alan Ford.
Yeah, so back to the plot and the general gist of the storyline.
Yep.
Because there's casinos and things in Southend, the Bricktop character goes into a casino and he wins big.
He wins big.
He wins big
Wins big.
by cheating. And he then talks to his mates so that he can actually then afford to do whatever they want.
I
and
see.
go
So he's the
wherever
source
they
of the
want.
money
He's the
for this
source of the
expedition.
funds. Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
And because they've got so much, they can do whatever they want. And as they're old and it's a last fling, they're going to go a little bit crazy.
Okay, this seems a reasonable premise so far.
So their first stop will be Ibiza, reliving their never before been had because they're heading south.
Yeah,
The idea is that they're
sorry,
gonna go
could you
to the Andes.
just redefine that statement? They're reliving their never before been had.
Yes.
I'm not quite certain what that means. Is this some sort of English phraseology that I'm not familiar with?
I was working that bit out on the fly.
The thing is, do you know what? I heard it, but because it's Ash, I understood it.
I'm glad you understood it. So clearly, it's a bit of a. It must be some sort of weird English phrase that I'm not familiar with.
I heard it, and I was like, I know what he means.
Could you perhaps provide me with a little bit of clarity?
Yes, they missed out on their 1830s experience out in Ibiza because
Yes,
it wasn't
because-
really there when they were
Precisely.
between
So
18
they
and
would
30.
choose to go to Ibiza because they want to sleep with some dirty sluts.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So they go out there and they meet up with a nice little drug dealer.
A nice little drug dealer.
Nice little drug dealer.
Played by
It's a
Peter
very small
Dinklage.
one. Yep, yep,
Okay, gotcha.
yep. So that you can call through cat flaps and stuff.
Okay. Fair
And
enough.
Are the cat flaps a particular? Do they have particular context to this film?
yeah, there's always a cat flap in the back door of the club, so that Peter Dinklage can call through it.
I
think
did
is-
wonder why every club I've been to has a cat flap, and it's good to understand this.
Who knew? Who knew that?
I would like to take the opportunity right now to apologise to any real South Africans
Yeah.
listening to this.
Alternative
I've
facts.
kind of started, so I feel obliged to stick with it.
You can't stop now, mate. You can't stop now.
Yeah, so then they decide that they're going to go on a bit of a cruise.
A bit of a cruise. So they've gone from Southend to Ibiza,
to
and
go
they've
clubbing, and they-
done some clubbing and some drugs,
Yes.
some pharmaceuticals, and now they're going on a cruise.
They're going to go on a cruise to South America.
They're cruising, so they've gone from England, so they're cruising from Spain to South America.
Yeah,
Okay.
big boat.
Yes, I would not expect it to be a small boat.
Look at that
I
fucking.
just thought I'd clarify that because you need clarification on everything.
not
I
a
thank you
pedalo.
for the clarity.
Excellent. So, because they're all on prescriptions and stuff, they can actually cram loads and loads of extra drugs in their prescription bottles.
Oh, right. I
Yeah.
see how we're going. Yeah, so it's getting a
so
bit
they all
dodgy
then-
now.
Yeah, so they do that,
And they can take Viagra so that they won't roll out of bed when there's a storm.
yeah,
Okay,
I can add that in just for you.
my pleasure.
Don't just add things in because he said this is your movie, Ash. Don't just add things.
I don't care. So while they're on their way to on this cruise, of course, they're stuck on a boat with loads of drugs and loads of alcohol and loads of other nice girlies and things.
Yeah.
So they
When you
start
say
becoming-
nice girlies, have they gone on an OAP cruise, or is this an 1830s cruise, or is it just a normal cruise? What kind of cruise ship is this that they're on?
It's a normal cruise, so you got a mixture of everybody.
Okay, that's pleasing to hear, because so far there's been very little appearance of females. We've got an all-male cast, and we need to keep the gender balance.
Yes,
In place.
equality and all of that crap. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
We South
can
Africans know
cover- we can
all
cover-
about equality.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
So they go on the cruise, and of course they're higher for most of it, and they get a bit bored on their cruise as well. So they all sort of decide that they're going to actually take over the ship.
So they hijack
They're
the
gonna
boat,
hijack
So
the boat.
they pirate
So
the,
this
they
movie-
pirate the cruise ship
So the movie's now become like Under Siege.
or Speed
bit.
2.
a little bit,
So, yeah, yes. It's
But-
even worse.
but because they're
If my
old and
heart
crap,
rate goes over 130 beats per minute,
I will know that I've taken just about enough speed.
yes.
Yeah, so they try and take over the ship, and they
Yep.
sort of cock it up and all of this kind of stuff, and they eventually make it to Rio.
You're not making this up as you go along. You're actually reading from your...
I've got, I got.
Okay, I'm just double-checking to make sure you're not-
I'm
you're
making
not-
some of it up as I go along.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's sort of
hell.
deviated a little bit.
Okay.
Well, most of the stuff's in here, but I'm making a lot of it up on the fly.
I love how
Well, I
brave-
have to say
love
I'm
how
a little bit concerned that you'd say that in a sales pitch.
I love how brave you are to admit that as well.
Well, we can both
it's
see all
evolving.
3 words he's written on the page.
It just says "Old Man Cruise" on his paper.
I thought it was about Tom when he got older.
Yeah, so they managed to go into Rio. That wasn't supposed to be a stop. So
Right, okay.
they've hijacked the ship and gone there. But then they run off and go to a favela.
The hell was that?
That's the shanty town in Brazil, I believe.
I was wondering what a flavela was, but
It's
thank you
shanty
for the
town in
clarity.
Brazil.
Right, okay.
And where they meet another drug dealer.
Is
but this
he
one's
also
gonna
a
have to
midget?
be- no, this one's going to have to be bigger because
Okay.
we've got equality and stuff. So he'll have one leg or something.
Could it possibly be a woman?
It could be. It's a woman with one leg.
A black one?
If
Ticking
you want,
so many
that'll
boxes.
check the South
Mate,
African
She
box,
should
won't it?
possibly be in a wheelchair.
And a lesbian.
I was going to say she'd have a wooden leg, which is where she stores all her drugs.
That sounds perfect.
And a lesbian.
And a lesbian.
Yes.
Yeah, a lesbian with a wooden leg.
She has to be.
Full
You're
of
ticking
drugs.
all these boxes.
Yeah, that covers everything. So
Yes, just dump all of the stuff into a single character.
That's it, done.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's
Like
good.
most of the Hollywood films.
And then we
Yeah.
can get a shot later on.
No, she's got to die. She has to, like...
No, but
To
she
be
gets
alive.
shot in the leg.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Gotcha.
And
no blood.
all that spills out is some heroin and coke.
Gotcha.
So Bricktop goes and snorts it all.
You definitely make this up now, haven't you? You've really gone off your script.
So then once they've topped up on all their drugs again, they then go and buy a bus.
How much longer have we got of this?
Not long.
Well, he's not turned the page yet.
Oh, there's nothing on the other page.
Oh, thank fuck for that. Okay,
I
right.
don't-
Bottom now.
Oh, good.
So they've hijacked the bus.
So they bought a bus.
Oh, they bought a bus.
They bought a bus.
They
I
bought
just
a
have to
bus.
check quickly, Adam. Has this 2-part extravaganza turned to a
A
3-part
3-part,
extravaganza?
15-part by the sounds of it.
Yep. So their plan is to get to the Andes. So they drive their bus to the Andes and get into some other shenanigans on the way, and they get to the Andes and realise it's not what they really wanted to do. So they fly home.
I have to say,
Fuck off! No, fuck off! I was with you up until that moment.
I have to say, Mr. Brown. I have to say,
thought
Mr.
you were
Brown.
gonna go.
I don't think I would want to be investing in this.
What's the real fucking ending?
I didn't get that far. You didn't get they get to the Andes and they go skiing and they do some they do some heli skiing.
Fuck.
Which is quite good fun. And one of them has a heart attack, but survives because they pump him full of more drugs.
I would suggest that maybe one of them falls in love and settles down.
One
with
has to
with
die.
a gorilla.
One
in
dies.
the Andes. Yep, one dies. We'll kill off Harry
With one of the
Enfield.
famous
Okay.
Andean gorillas.
Yes. with
Okay.
skis.
Well, that's famous.
They have a sort of a bit of an alive scene.
Okay.
All right, who would you want to direct this movie?
I didn't put that down.
Name someone. We'll ask them if they're interested.
Anthony Hopkins.
No, he's not interested. He's not a director.
A well-known director.
Nice.
Ron Howard.
Do you know
Well-
what? He probably would fucking make them. He'd
Yeah.
cocoon free.
Exactly.
There we go.
It would be right up his alley.
So basically, this two-part is now going to become a three-part or something because
Or more.
I didn't.
I
get,
hogged it.
I didn't get to say one. But then Ash, no, all right, fair enough, Ash.
It's been fascinating.
Yeah, that was your idea. I'm not buying it. I think you made half of it up as you went along. You lost your way a little bit.
I did a little bit.
Well, basically, it started off bad, but it kind of got worse toward the end, but the finish was a little bit weaker.
I was rooting for it to be good. I was hoping it had a good ending. And then when he just said no, they just realised it was boring and they went home. I'm like, for fuck's sake. It's like a kid says. It's like a kid's story at the end of it. It's like,
And they all lived happily
at the
ever
end,
after.
They all went home.
And it was all a dream.
All right, well, thanks for listening to the Not Listening podcast. Join us next episode where I will be telling my synopsis for the story.
And hopefully you'll have an ending.
I don't think I've got an ending on mine. I haven't got. I didn't write as much
I
information.
suggest we take a quick break and you write one.
Yeah.
I come up with a synopsis, not a fucking treatment. And then Will be giving us his one, which I'm not being funny, right? I just took piss out of Ash for actually writing stuff down. Will hasn't written his down,
No, I haven't come up with it yet.
so that's
I
gonna
want
be
to make.
interesting.
I have something in mind. I want to make certain that you haven't actually done that idea because otherwise it would be pointless.
I made mine up half an hour ago.
Oh, fair enough. Right, so
I would never have guessed. It's felt to me like the result of weeks of in-depth,
he's been sitting on that for years.
thought-provoking analysis.
Yeah.
Right, so thanks for listening. Why don't you go to www.notlisten.co.uk, check out all the stuff, including Rob Howard's brilliant Not Playing podcast and the equally wonderful Not Watching podcast.
So one is brilliant and one is wonderful.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. And you can check out my other show, Not Sensical, which is a podcast of the radio show I do with CCR. Right.
Is it brilliant or wonderful?
Better than fucking everything else. All right. No swearing. It's a fucking proper good show. You know what I'm saying?
Jolly good.
I've been Adam, you've been...
Unconvincingly South
I
African.
forgot you still do the accent. And you've been...
Ash.
See you next episode, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I couldn't stop.
Nobody